The first part of the story will be in the description if you hadn't seen it yet. Now back to the video. Hello, my name is Marvin, and I have been staying at this refugee camp for a few weeks now. It turns out that day when I passed out after I tried to fight off those creatures, Rose came to save me, using the gun I packed in the bag to try to kill off the remaining creatures. However, she was injured badly in the process, but luckily an army of survivors came and took care of the problem, killing those creatures, and then took me and Rose to a refuge camp that was nearby. My friend Brooklyn T. Guy is part of that army, as he's a medic and also a soldier. He was the one who helped patch my wound. However, Rose wasn't so lucky and she was put in a medically induced coma so she can live. And every so now and then she has seizures, and the medics have to help stabilize her. I have been living with this routine and got used to things around here, until one night when I had a very vivid nightmare. I was in this dark void filled with nothing, and then my son Jeffy appeared. He said to me, "Daddy, you have to get out of that place. I swear to God they are coming. You need to get out. Get out now. Get out, get out, get out! Get out!" I woke up sweating and breathing heavily, not sure if this was just some kind of warning or just a bad dream. I tried to talk to Brooklyn Guy about it, but he just laughed and said, "Marvin, you're overthinking it. Everything is fine. Like I told you, we're safe here. You don't know how much security is at that entrance. Everyone who comes in has to pass several tests to make sure that they are human, as those creatures have a habit of mimicking a person. I knew that myself personally, as I still remember that thing that pretended to be my son. Brooklyn T. Guy just told me to relax and that everything is going to be all right. I reluctantly took his advice. However, the next couple of days I was paranoid of everything happening around me. I stayed informed what was going on out there with the war against those creatures. However, as the days passed by and nothing happened, I slowly started to put down my guard and began to believe Brooklyn Guy that everything is going to be all right. Until one night, I woke up to a very loud sound. I then heard the emergency alarm go off, and then a voice said, "Security breach, security breach." Then Brooklyn Guy came in and yelled, "Everyone get your things and prepare for an emergency evacuation." My heart began racing as I packed my essentials and followed everyone else to where the emergency trucks were. As I was about to get on my truck, after I did a quick verbal test to verify I was a person, my thoughts then went to Rose, and I then asked, "My wife, she is in a medically induced coma. How is she going to be evacuated?" I asked in a scared, panicked tone. The soldier then looked at me, and what he said made my heart drop. "I'm sorry, sir, but our protocol is only to evacuate the people who are able-bodied and can fit in the truck. People who require medical assistance take up space for the others, so we have to leave them behind." Tears began to fill my eyes, seeing how far down humanity has become. So without thinking, I gave a strong punch to the soldier, knocking him out. And I then took his weapon and ran back to the refuge camp, as I heard soldiers yell at me to come back. However, I knew that they weren't going to chase or try to stop me. I ran through many panicked people. I saw many soldiers trying to fight against those creatures, as I also had to gun down a couple of them to get to the medical unit. I ran through as my heart was beating fast, hoping I could make it in time. When I finally made it, I pulled the curtains, and my heart sank with what I saw. I saw one of those creatures eating my wife's intestines and had her cut open like an animal. I then began to cry as a rage built up inside of me, and I gunned down that creature. I went to my wife's side crying, seeing her lifeless body, the smell of the open flesh triggering my gag reflex, as I did my best to fight the urge to vomit. I cried as I said to my dead wife how sorry I was and how I wish I came sooner. I suddenly then heard that familiar screech. As suddenly I felt my body picked up, and then everything went black. Now I'm dead, and I saw how that creature bit my head off and was feeding off my body. Every day I see how humanity dies as more and more of those creatures kill and feed off of humans. The world as I knew it was gone, now took over by those alien beings. However, at least now I'm in a better place, reunited with my wife and son, and I'm in God's hands now. I don't know if those creatures will ever be stopped, or if they even have a weakness. But what I do know is that I'm in a safe place now with the people I love, and those creatures can't get to me here. And I can finally rest.